First one on our list is Ari Furuta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. The ordinary life of 17-year-old otaku Hajime Nagamo is disrupted, when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world, and tasked with saving mankind. While his classmates are gifted with impressive abilities useful in combat, Hajime is belittled for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill that lacks any real offensive power. During an expedition in the Great Arcus Labyrinth, Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates, plummeting him to the bottom of an abyss. Though he survives the fall, Hajime is faced with menacing monsters and misfortunes that send him spiraling into a grim nightmare. Desperate to live and return home one day, he resolves to fight for his survival, only to meet an imprisoned vampire he names Yu, who is also seeking to escape the labyrinth. Taking an interest in him, Yu and a few others along the way accompany Hajime on his journey to find a way back home, while steadily transforming from commonplace to the world's strongest. Next one on our list is Demon Lord Retry. As Akira Ono prepares to shut down the servers of his creation, the MMORPG Infinity game, he suddenly finds himself in the body of his character, Demon Lord Hakuto Konao, after an unexplained event. The new world he wakes up in appears to be set within Infinity game, but with some differences. He encounters and summons various companions who join him on his travels, and his reputation of Demon Lord spreads throughout the land, making him a target. Eventually, Ono/Konao finds himself having to deal with the sociological problems of the Kingdom of Holy Light, and the Satanist cult that opposes it, as he continues to pursue his mission of finding out why and how he was summoned. Next one on our list is Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Misato Kurihara, a genius girl who couldn't make any friends due to her exceptional abilities, was killed after being run over while protecting a young girl. Offered the chance to be reborn into a fantasy world, Misato asks that she simply be reincarnated with average abilities. Reborn as the noble Adele von Asksum, she soon discovers that average in this new world takes into account the power of the absolute strongest and the absolute weakest magical creatures, resulting in her physical and magical abilities being 6,800 times stronger than that of a typical human, which is half of that of the strongest ancient dragon, the strongest of all the magical creatures. Attending Hunter's prep school alongside her classmates Mavis, Reina, and Pauline, Adele tries her best to live her life as normally as possible, which does not prove to be an easy feat. Next one on our list is Saga of Tanya the Evil. Tanya Digurekov is a young soldier, infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hell-bent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military. As it slowly plunges into world war, with only being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. Next one on our list is the Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of Einherjar. Yuato Suo is a 14-year-old second-year junior high student, who is knowledgeable about urban legends. One night, in his quest to discover if the urban legend of the local Tsukimiya shrine was true, he irreversibly discovered that the legend was not a sham. Forcibly separated from his childhood friend and love of his life, Mitsuki Shimoya, Yuato appeared in another world with heavy similarities to Norse mythology. While doing research on the world, he discovered that the other world wasn't truly another world, but was an Earth in the distant past, specifically, 2000 to 1300 BC, the Late Bronze Age. In his quest for survival, Yuato inadvertently rose to become the patriarch of the Wolf clan, the family that had taken him in upon his summoning, by using the modern knowledge provided to him by his smartphone, that he had unwittingly brought with him to the other world. Next one on our list is, In Another World with My Smartphone. 15-year-old Tuya Mochizuki is accidentally killed by God. As an apology, God allows him to be resurrected, but since he cannot send him back to his old world, he instead reincarnates him into a fantasy world along with a single special request. Tuya uses his request in order to bring his smartphone into the new world with him, which God modifies. As such, while Tuya cannot contact his old world with it, the phone can be easily recharged by magic and can otherwise function such as accessing data from the old world, and can use relevant features for his new world, such as the GPS function to locations, which are comprehensively identified on it. God also greatly amplifies Tuya's physical, magical, and cognitive abilities to a certain degree as a further apology for the inconvenience of killing him. Next one on our list is Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Ichiro Suzuki is a 29-year-old gaming programmer. After taking a nap, he mysteriously wakes up in a parallel world that resembles some of the fantasy RPG worlds he had worked on, as a 15-year-old named Satu. However, before he can grasp his current situation, an army of lizardmen ambushes him and launches an all-out attack on him. In desperation, he uses all three of his special Meteor Rain attack options, a quick fix he added to the game for new players which kills all enemies in the vicinity, at once and wipes them all out, accidentally killing a god as well. As a result, his level jumps from 1 to 310, maximizing his stats immensely and making him one of the most powerful people in the world. With no way to return to his world, and as a high-leveled adventurer armed with a myriad of different physical, cognitive, and magical abilities and weapons, he sets out to uncover the secrets of this new world. Next one on our list is Bafuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. After an enthusiastic invitation from her friend, Kaed Hanjo reluctantly agrees to try New World Online, a very popular VR MMO played by thousands of people across Japan. Naming her in-game character Maple, she sets out on her journey. As a complete novice to such games, she allocates all of her stat points into Vitality, desiring to not get hurt. With not a single point in any other stat, Maple has extraordinarily high defense, but she can't move quickly or hit hard. This doesn't end badly for her, however. Due to her high defense, Maple acquires overpowered skills such as Total Defense, Poison Immunity, and Devour. These skills, along with the incredibly powerful items she obtains, allow her to obliterate most enemies in a single hit. Maple claims third place in a server-wide event, gaining a reputation as a player who is both unkillable and absurdly powerful. Next one on our list is Knights and Magic. The story begins when Tsubasa Kurata, a software engineer, and hardcore mecha otaku from Japan dies in a car accident. He is later reborn in the fantastical Fremavilla Kingdom, a medieval world where giant powerful mechas called Silhouette Knights are used to fight against horrifying creatures called demon beasts. Here, Tsubasa is reborn as Ernesti Eru Echevalier, the son of a noble family. Blessed with exceptional magical abilities and the memories of his past life, he enrolls at the Royal Layla Academy, an elite magic school where the pilots of the Silhouette Knights called Night Runners, are being trained to battle threats both from within and outside the kingdom. He later teams up with Adele Trud Alter and her twin brother, Arkad, with the goal of piloting a Silhouette Knight of his own creation, something that has been unheard of for centuries. Next one on our list is The Eighth Son? Are you kidding me? Shinjo Ikonomiya was once a single Japanese salaryman until the day he fell asleep, and woke up in a magical fantasy world as a young boy named Wendelin von Benno Baumeister, the eighth son of the noble Baumeister family. Due to his family being poor, Wendelin is unlikely to inherit anything from his father. As the family's noble title, wealth, and possessions will go to his eldest brother Kurd, while the rest of his brothers leave the succession to find income by other means. He looks through his father's library and finds a magic testing orb, which glows with rainbow colors when he activates it, proving he has an ability to use magic. Alfred, a former court wizard turned restless undead, senses his magical prowess and decides to teach Wendelin everything he knows about magic. Thanks to Alfred, Wendelin becomes a skilled swordsman and mage, leading him to become a famous adventurer known throughout the kingdom.